definitely about to get blasted. Or am I? Well, if anything, I think this game would be, how should I put this, presentable, I think is the correct word. Simply because it's a lot of sledges with a lot of items. So I said, give all these sledges items. Here we are. We now have 4 carry sledges and they all have items. But here come more sledges. It's unrealistic that I'm gonna get items for all of those. Now there's a whole lot of extra sledges. Let's see if they can accomplish enough. He hasn't really built any more marksmen. Instead he's building wasps with items into a lot of mustangs. But I guess as long as it works. How goes the saying? If it works, it can't be that stupid. So what else? We have oil on my side here, or rather I can oil him. He does shield, like that was the timing on that. Put the oil here, 10th of a second or so later he puts a shield here. He's definitely an experienced player. That missile is gonna hit some sledges, but it's not gonna do a lot of damage. Actually, it gets intercepted. I think he just plain forward. I don't really have any damage support behind my sledges. That is a problem, I think. So maybe I shouldn't have gone for sledges, but for marksmen. This being slowed is still worth something. But the crawlers are once again breaking through. I think I kinda had tunnel vision and didn't even really see the crawlers. The battle is basically stalled out as both towers go down at the same time. There still is a respectable blob of sledge and Mustang here. The EMP is huge on this saber. And it looks like there is just about enough to push through and kill the opponent's stormcrawlers. Boy, that was close. That goes a little more poorly on this side. The tower falls like a single second sooner, and I think I'm toast. We have speed spec for both of us, so these sledges are now pushing 14 meters a second. His sledges are about 13 meters. If he hits mech rage, they're going to be 17. I could do the same. No, actually, they would be 18. 18. Well, I do hit it. Actually, no, 17. It's just +3. Yeah, it's just +3. He goes for a Vulcan and level 3 with rage. And then puts the oil down. Definitely this is a finisher move. This is probably to kill all of my Mustangs and have the Stormcrawlers do stuff, and in general just kill units. Now it should be noted that I don't have a lot of chaff. I have been working on a bit of a fang line in the front though. And we'll see how much that's going to help in the next round. We're both basically all-inning each other. It's a battle of the all-ins. He doesn't want this to ignite the fire on the ground. But honestly, these crawlers, he has also been leveling those again and again. That said, by connecting the oil, he still ignites it. I think there was a bit of a mistake. And right now, at least, most of my Mustangs are still outside of the fire. But here come the big crawlers. Oh no. For once they don't come in. They just about die to the fire. Still, my tower falls very quickly. But my opponent's tower also falls. And the pure amount of damage that is in these sledgehammers shall not be underestimated. For these sledges have armor-piercing bullets. And you can see what that does to a sledgehammer. Boy, that sure hits hard, even on this Vulcan. The missiles keep getting intercepted. Barely any are coming down. The last brave tank in the front dies. But there's too much for these Stormcrawlers to still survive. I do end up doing a tiny bit of damage. But we're up against Vulcans. And Vulcans right now are the meta overpowered unit. It feels like 3 out of 4, or at least 2 out of 3 games we're seeing Vulcans. Because they are awesome. As I said before, went the entire stream without going for Vulcans. A whole round of levels on the Sledges. They were doing so much. These level 5 Sledges are pushing 12k DPS. And I have 2 packs of them. Which is crazy. Definitely buying out and everything. And right now I'm getting marksmen. I also bought elite for them. So that they can hopefully deal with stuff more easily. And it's actually necessary. My opponent went for a late Wraith. Actually, no. He put it here. Gave it here, and that's a dropped level 5 Wraith. That thing is regenerating a very decent amount of health per second. But at the same time, there is a line of marksmen here that is all too happy to kill all of that health. 20k on this marksman, and 27k on this one. That's going to tear even through 100k health on the Wraith. And it's not going to take too long. Some missiles at the front for me this time around. I was basically just hoping to get some kind of advantage here. Alright, let's see how much the Wraith healing can do when all of these marksmen start locking on. Boop, 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 and it's gone. Still, the problem is that these units get in. There's no efficient chaff clear that I have against them. And the fire on the Vulcan is just brutal as well. Tower falls for my opponent first. This is not a level tower, it's just being hit under debuff. One of the Sledges has locked onto the tower. No, actually, I think it's 2 Sledges or even 3. And they start getting the tower and just doing a lot of damage. The Stormcrawlers that would usually be very good into a clump of units like this is not good enough. Mustang Missile Interceptor is actually keeping these units alive throughout the match. And keeping the EMP from landing, which is very important. Acid Blast, mobilize battleship. But I don't really see much opportunity to get work done with that. Technically, you could drop it on this tower, but I don't think it would be good. My opponent is dropping some acid. Because he has so much sledge health to kill. Which unit has the highest damage on his board? Not this. Oh, this is well, this is the highest damage last round. With incendiary missiles. I guess some actually landed. So who has the highest overall damage? He sold the fat marksman. Okay, I guess he did that in order to put the module on that Vulcan. So that is a Vulcan with 6,770 DPS. Which is insane, and if he hits Scorch, it's only going to get higher. I protect myself from the acid, no matter which side it's on. I still have that Rhino drop. And if memory serves, that Rhino is actually going to get important here. So he goes for a War Factory with about 200k health. I think it's not going to be important after all. I thought this was the game. But it's not. And he instantly puts a level onto this, so this is pushing 400k. At the same time, what are these Sledges doing? The level 6 Sledges over there are doing almost 15k damage per shot. I decided to drop some additional Sledges, but I forgot, or rather I ran out of time to place it. The Rhino gets to do absolutely jack diddly nothing other than stop the War Factory for like 2 seconds. The marksmen are still blinking down the Wraith, and they're doing so very quickly and very effectively. Finally, I'm no longer getting super owned by these brawlers, I just get average owned. A lot of fire missiles landed. But the War Factory is down. And as always, I have a very decent blob of units moving in here. The Sledges just one-shot the tower like it's absolutely nothing, because it is absolutely nothing. And suddenly this board is looking pretty dire for my opponent. He was taking small losses, but this is a big loss. Actually, this is a game-winning or game-losing loss, rather. Alright. Mass Sledge actually coming through. MVP of the game. These Sledges. Top units killed, top damage last round, top damage in total. Dealt a lot of damage to that War Factory, no doubt. The haste module coming in really handy here. Yeah, these Sledges were carries throughout the bank. And Mustangs with anti-air in the last round and missile intercept and range were a really good combination. Even that Vulcan couldn't save him. Even the War Factory couldn't save him. I think he should have gotten out of the Wasps, but these were some level 8 Wasps. He unfortunately does not have Elite for them. Those would have been some crazy carry Wasps. At the same time, do you want to have that into this many Mustangs? I think the Missile Interceptor on Mustangs is probably actually overtuned. But I guess in this match I can be glad I had it. So, let's turn this one around and see how my opponent could have won it, shall we? Alright, attempt 3 or 4, I think. Let me try a different version of what I had done before. Let's throw some acid like here-ish, I want to say. I'm definitely still selling that. There's no need to have it here. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Do all of this. Get these Vulcans here. And get Scorch. Get a mobile beacon. And then we're kind of just moving these Vulcans as a sort of pack of units. Moving them through here. Last time I think I just put the mobile beacon a bit bad. So a lot of units were not in the fight. For the longest time. And maybe upgrade these crawlers again. They were messing me up hard. I had this one really nicely. I wasn't even aware of where the shields were. This Rhino here is really negligible. This thing just turns around, kills it. But it rotates the tower really badly. Alright. A lot of these Sledges are already in the acid, and that's costing them HP by the second. Literally. The tower falls for both of us relatively quickly, but now these Sledges are moving through the acid at a snail's pace. Fire and acid. Is the tower gonna die? Nah, they lock onto the other units. And that should finally do it, right? There wasn't all that many attempts. Yeah, I think this is it. This is so much marksman power though. It's actually not even that big of a win. Just 2 of the Vulcans and I guess a Stormcaller survive. Still, that is 850 damage, almost would have killed me in the game. So if he had gone for the full-on Vulcan Scorch Assault Squad here, he could have actually won it. Which is crazy, all things considered. Even the Steel Boss here got value by killing that tower, I think. Or was it a Steel Boss or was it a previous round? I don't remember. I am tired. But this was fun. This game was legitimate fun. It just also goes to show the pure power of those Vulcans. This Vulcan in that round alone was doing 200k damage. Which is insane. For a unit that has probably been EMP'd half the entire match. Wow. Wowzers. Wowzers. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and listening. And I hope to see you next time.